What's up, YouTube fam? We are back with another video. Welcome to the Kimberly Bosse channel, where we talk about awesome things literally all the time. And this is the third video of today. It is 2:53 in La Tarde in the afternoon, and it's Bryant Park. We're in Bryant Park. It's really nice. I'm actually really cool right here. I had to set up camp to film, so I put you guys on like some chairs, and then I wanted to show off my longboard so you guys can see my longboard. See my longboard when I'm out of the way. And this is Bryant Park. It's gorgeous, and there's like free Wi-Fi here, so I can upload this video right after. I don't have to like spend an arm and a leg just to get a bullshit like Americano that's like $5,000 just to like upload something. I don't have to be a patron, you know, or a patron, just to like upload this video. So I think we might be coming here in the future. There's a lot of free Wi-Fi in the city, but I like to complain about capitalism from time to time because it is atrociously ridiculous that like society makes us like buy something in order to like empty our bladder. Like, that's so silly. You have to buy something in order to use the restroom. You have to be a customer. No, that's bullshit. That's like literally bullshit. But that's like my issue. That has nothing to do with today's video. This is the last video of today, and then I'm going home where there's shade and peace and whatever else there is. But this video today is titled "Why People Love to Push Boundaries." And yeah, I kind of gave like a little bit of a sneak peek on this title in this vid earlier today. So, you know, I mean, it's a topic for sure. It's a hard one because sometimes we don't get taught that or whatever growing up, or like, you know, like boundaries are weird because nobody like likes boundaries. But like, we need boundaries. But like, some people really like their boundaries, but then what I mean to say is like, some people get really pissed off when somebody tries to enforce their boundaries. So it's important to understand how the Word of God kind of comes through in all of this. And like, God made boundaries. Like, I can follow His example. That's awesome. Like, yeah, literally God made boundaries. We see in Genesis, Genesis 1:3-4, and God went on to say, "Let light come to be." Then there came to be light. After that, God saw that the light was good, and God brought about a division between the light. So sometimes I feel like what I wanted to like kind of drill home in this video is that it seems like sometimes people get like offended by boundaries, but they're for your protection. And so if anybody ever tries to like get like weird on you for that, like, just know that it's a natural way to divide expectations, and you have every right to enforce your boundaries. It can be whatever. It's like literally whatever makes you feel more safe, whatever makes your well-being feel more secure. I'll give you an example of one of my boundaries. Don't fucking touch me. I'm having fun today, but like literally, like, I know that's one of like, yeah, like, don't even be weird around me. Like, don't even try to give me your weird thirsty energy. Like, that's my thing. Like, I see it a mile away and I will go to the other side of the crosswalk just to avoid your creepy lurkiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, the city be crazy like that. But like, so other people, maybe their boundary is say you work at a bakery, so you need all the lights off and quiet after 10 p.m. because you wake up early and you need to make your money and be able to work and be awake while you work, so you ask everyone else in the household to please be quiet after 10 p.m. That's a boundary. And you're protecting your livelihood. You need your income. You love to bake, you love to wake up and go put some bagels in the oven, and you want to make sure that your livelihood is on a roll and that nobody else is like coming through and interfering in your livelihood. And that's why like boundaries are so good about protecting us. We have Proverbs 4. We're in Proverbs a lot today, you guys. I think we've mentioned Proverbs like every single video today. That's pretty awesome. Honestly, that's like wisdom, so that's pretty cool. And thanks for being here, by the way. You is awesome. Proverbs 4:14 through 16. Into the paths of the wicked ones, do not enter, and do not walk straight into the way of the bad ones. Shut it. Do not pass along by it. Turn aside from it and pass along. So it's kind of like turn away from the wicked, resist the devil, and he will flee. We have our ability to draw our boundaries as we see fit and as a way to protect our energy. Your energy is really important. It can take a couple of days for you to heal if something happens, and you need those days. Maybe you wanted to do something great with those days. Like you all know what I'm talking about. Like your energy is mad important. And I mean, there's nothing else like feeling so good about how it's been like 2 weeks, and you know that your energy's been on peak for like 2 weeks because you're like aware enough to not let fraudulent I think Trendgenius, he's funny about how he calls people who are not authentic, he calls them Decepticons. So yeah, like when I know I feel like Bond, dude, when I'm exercising, I'm eating good, I'm eating well, and I'm drinking water, and I'm staying on the path of like productivity, and then like nobody's like tried to like hang out with me and be weird or whatever. Like no one's like I'm like no hangouts, like no fake friends anymore. Like when I'm able to keep my composure and like stay in elevated vibration, it's so nice. And so that's why boundaries can be your new best friend, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like this vid's important, and I pray and encourage that it's helpful. Maybe it's hard for some who are catching this vid, ladies or gents, to enforce boundaries because you feel like you're making things weird, or it kind of adds some tension or some weird layers of complexity and dynamics to the situation, to the relationship, to the circumstance. Honestly, they'll respect you for it. If they're really for you, this is a great way to weed out people who aren't for you anyway. If it's, whoever you're close with, and you want to start to enforce some boundaries, you even just telling them how you feel, like if there's something bothering you, that's another way of like kind of setting a boundary, because you expect better, and so you're letting them know that something they did or said kind of bothered you. See how they react. If they blow out, freak out, I think you can find a better friend out there than that. Somebody who's gonna be mature and say, "Oh, really? I didn't mean it like that. I'm so sorry, dude. Oh man, I could see how it came off that way. My bad, bro. I totally love you. No. Like you're my homie, bro. Okay, man. We good? Yeah, we good. Like it can be fixed. It can be solved. People can bros can talk, and girls can talk about like roommates and girls and guys, like everyone, like we can become adults and let each other know what's going on with each other, and like people will respect that. That's like being an adult. That's valuing yourself enough to know that you know yourself, to know that you've been in enough relationships or friendships, and those other friendships and relationships didn't do the thing or say the thing that this person's saying, and you're like, I don't know, I feel like I deserve better, or like that's never happened before, so that seems a little like mistreatment. Let me speak up on it. And speaking up, just speaking up is very powerful. Always. Like, yes, boundaries. Very, very, very good for your protection and your energy. And you work so hard for your energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've all been through the ringer in some form or another, so try to keep your good energy if possible, and that's what boundaries are for. We have Proverbs 22:28. Do not move back a boundary of long ago, which your forefathers have made. I'm so glad that we came across this specific verse right now, because I'm so glad that it's pointing out that sometimes you need to repeat a boundary twice or 3 times even. And that's also, a sign that maybe you shouldn't be with that person anymore, but sometimes genuinely people need reminders too, so, use your best discernment and judgment, and ask for God for help with discernment to know who should be in your life and who shouldn't be. But there was one specific I think it was this one, 6 by 7. sun today, you guys. I'm feeling it. It's all good. I'd do it all over again. Do not... Maybe it's not that one. There's a specific point, thanks for your patience, there's a specific point that I feel led to. And he made out of every nation men dwell. No, that's not it. It is Proverbs 4:14. Proverbs 4. I think it was Proverbs 4. 14 through 16. Into the path of the wicked ones do not enter, and do not walk straight on into the way of the bad ones. Shun it, do not pass along by it, turn aside from it and pass along. For they, here we go, thank you Holy Spirit. For they do not sleep unless they do badness, and their sleep has been snatched away unless they cause someone to stumble. So this is Proverbs 4, 14 to 16. And I'm pointing out 16 specifically. For they do not sleep unless they do badness, and their sleep has been snatched away unless they cause someone to stumble. And that's really scary, because sometimes this is the whole point of this video, is why people love to push boundaries, and it's scary and it's up because like you're literally trying to be mature and let the other person know like this is good, X, Y, and Z, good, this and this and this, not good. If you're gonna continue hanging with me, you gotta respect this. Is that cool, man? Is that cool, girl? Like whatever, like however girls talk, however guys talk, we're all children of God, like communicating and trying to be adults about like, hey, I'm cool with this and I'm not good with this. And then it's like some people hear that and then they even like pretend to be cool with it or whatever, and like creepy, psychotic, weird, fake friends or whatever, I don't know, wicked, evil, and then they like want to see what your reaction will be if they were to push the very thing that you asked them not to interfere with, because it's sensitive to you and it's an area where you could be easily triggered. But that's what they love. That's like a what do you call it, you guys? A landmine for them. I love how we always say, like, I always ask you guys, like, what's the word? Like, what's that word, you guys? I think it does help, though, because I always forget the word. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Jesus. So, that's scary. Like, you don't want to, those people are evil, wicked. So, watch out for that, because they won't sleep unless they try and interfere with your sacred, like, when you're, like, even the fact that you're sharing with them, like, this is my boundary, please respect it. Even the fact that you're doing that says a lot about how much you trust them, how much you're willing to invest in the relationship, and how much you're willing to do. Hello, how are you? And everything like that, and then it's like, dude, bruh, boundaries are so important. Like, I am naturally magnetic, so people naturally, like, walk really close to me, but it makes me really uncomfortable, and there's no reason for it. Like, he has this entire part. I don't know. I over freak out. I freak out with people, men who are older, who are by themselves just walking close to me and staring at me. I'm like, what? I need a dog or something. Maybe I should just chill out. I don't think he meant any harm. So, like, you guys, some people love to push boundaries, and you'll tell them, hey, I'm not cool with anyone swimming in the pool when I'm gone on the weekends. You can have your friends over and enjoy the pool as much as you want, but when I'm gone on the weekends, it's too much of a risk because somebody could get hurt and slip and fall, and then I'm in trouble, and I'm the owner of the house. I'm a homeowner of this house. This is my pool. These are my rules. And then somebody thinks they're real clever or whatever, for whatever reason, and they just, like, push the boundaries because they have, like, no value of your friendship with you, or like they don't value what you're telling them, and they're not being mature at all. Like, those are not people you want in your lives. Like, that's someone who's trolling you. Like, you're literally giving them the ingredients of, like, you're like, here's like the ingredients that give me, like, I'm allergic to this. Say you're like allergic, like this is theoretical, and they're like, oh, so garlic bothers you, does it? And looks like thyme here also drives you crazy. Is that right? Oh, okay. Well, I won't ever do that. I won't ever like do garlic and cloves, and I won't ever put that in your soup. No, I won't. And then, like, as soon as you turn your back, and then they invite you over to like a lunch, they're like, like garlic and thyme in the, however you say that seasoning, like garlic and thyme in the soup. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, does that bother you? And you're like, yes, it does. I asked you specifically not to use these ingredients because it triggers me. I'm allergic. It's the same thing as like when you tell them about emotional boundaries or mental boundaries or spiritual boundaries. It's the same exact thing. These are not the people that ought to be in your life. If you value yourself and you value your progress, baby, these guys, sweet gal or sweet gentleman that's catching this vid, these type of people that love to poke the bear for probably out of their own unresolved trauma. And I have also 5 things to share about why people love to push boundaries, and that's one of them. Is like, they're gonna harm you, they're gonna stunt your progress, they're not gonna help you be more productive. They're a professional con artist. Like, that's no, you want to get these people out of your life. If they don't respect your boundaries, they're not for you. And you're awesome for sharing your boundaries. So let's see here, you guys. I have number 1, misery loves company. Why people love to push boundaries. Yeah, I mean, like, they're already at that point. They see you're happy, they see you're glowing, they see you're bubbly, excited. You know what I'm saying? And they want to, like, I hate to say it, but yeah, people who don't have that, they want to steal it from you. They won't actually ever, like, emulate the same joy that you have, because it can't be replicated if they're copying you. Authentic joy is, like, that comes from being good with God, I do believe, and like, your joy comes from feeling fulfilled in your own terms and whatnot. So if they were to even try and steal your joy, they couldn't replicate the same joy that you have. So what they'll do is just try and make you sad and make you feel bad and make you feel small, heard, and unimportant, and it's really wicked and evil. They'll try and silence you, they'll try and mute you, they'll try and do everything they can to make you feel less magnetic and less of a star that you are. Baby girl, baby boy, gentleman, sweet gal, whoever's catching this video, you're a star. You're a star. And misery loves company, so they try and just take it out of you, drag you back down to the bottom of the bucket with them. The second one we got, you guys, is instilling their leverage reinforces power over you. So some people too, I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't know. But like, when you try and enforce your boundaries, they're like, like, hulk out on you and then try and like do something else that like reinforces power over you by like leveraging something else because they can't handle your boundaries. It's insane. It's very petty, immature. It's not sustainable, you know, trying to leverage power over somebody else when all they're asking for is, you know, their boundaries to be respected. That's, you guys, how can somebody do that? They'll try and get back at you know, they'll be like cool with the boundary at first, be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine, yeah, you want more space? Yeah, that's fine. But then they'll be like, surprise, and like show up unannounced, or they'll do something to like leverage the fact that you tried to enforce a boundary. It's weird. And then the third one is like acting against your boundaries denies you. So that's why they love to do it. People who love to push boundaries, the only reason they're putting garlic and thyme in your soup is because it denies you. And that's why we also too have to be careful about who we even open up to, because sometimes when we're telling others this is my boundary, etc., that's giving them, that's kind of like, in some cases, if it's not the right person, it's almost giving our power away to them and the recipe on how to hurt us the most. I hate that, you know, I don't hate anything because it's a very strong word, but I very much dislike that, and like, it's very wicked, especially when someone's coming from a good open heart posture, like, they don't deserve that. That's really wicked, you know. So this is just a good video to like try and be proactive before building connections. And then the fourth is, on a personal level, they themselves don't practice boundaries, so they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They might just not like comprehend like the value of quiet time after 10 p.m. because they've never had to like do that before. They might not understand the value of I'm trying to think of another boundary that people use. Like, okay, sisters, no taking clothes out of your sister's closet unless she says it's okay beforehand. I know that was a big one growing up. That was like, oh gosh, that was like every other day World War III because of sisters. I grew up with 5 sisters in one house, so there was a lot of girls being like, you took my shirt, that's my nail polish, where's my hairbrush? And then I never got a hot shower before school. Like, I never got a hot shower, dude. Like, I was the baby. I was the baby, the very youngest out of 8 kids in one house. And, like, dude, my childhood was, like, dope. Like, I had so many, like, beautiful role models to look up to. I was the very youngest. So, you know, like, boundaries like that, like, another boundary, like, if you're going to take a shower, make sure to get all the hair out of the clog. Like, there's boundaries that people instill in households. If you're going to make a sandwich, clean up after yourself, put the mustard and the mayonnaise and the sliced deli, clean up after, like, there's house rules, there's boundaries, these are other examples. And if people, like, actively deny that, the 5th reason, too, is, like, they are more than likely reckless. And this is also just, like, the person you just don't need in your life. Because they're, like, reckless like that. And then we'll finish right here, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Is Acts 17:26, and he made out of one every nation of men to dwell upon the entire surface of the earth, and he decreed the appointed times and the set limits of the dwelling of men for them to seek God, if they might grope for him and really find him, although in fact he is not far off from each one of us. And he decreed the appointed times and the set limits of the dwelling of men for them to seek God, if they might grope for him and really find him, although in fact he is not far off from each one of us. That's beautiful, man. Yeah. Thanks for hanging, you guys. That was like a wicked word. That was like, I mean, like, and when I say wicked, I mean like cool, like dope, like awesome. And it's big thanks to you. I couldn't do it without you. Whoever's behind the screen right now, God bless you. And sweet gal and beautiful gentleman. Child of God, thanks for being here. Thanks for, you know, all that you do. And we talked about boundaries. That's really important. And just stay in the Word, you guys. Just stay in the Word. Stay prayed up. Hydrated, cool, meditation, whatever keeps you at ground zero and non-reactive. And if you're setting boundaries, that's a really good sign of your investment in your personal well-being. And I say go you and good for you. You know? I'm gonna upload this video right here, right now in Bryant Park, you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay chosen.